The War Council chamber of the Vacross Empire gleamed with bioluminescent displays, casting eerie shadows across the assembled admirals. Supreme Commander Zekthor stood at the center, his four arms gesturing toward the holographic projection of a small blue planet. Earth, he announced with contempt. A primitive world. Their technology is centuries behind ours. One decisive strike, and their resources will be ours. The council murmured in agreement, all except one figure in the back. Ambassador Threnake, scarred and missing two of his 6 eyes, rose slowly from his seat. I urge you to reconsider, Threnake said, his voice heavy with a weight the others couldn't comprehend. Zekthor's mandibles clicked in irritation. You dare question my strategic assessment? Our intelligence shows they've barely achieved faster-than-light travel. They fight among themselves. They're divided. That's what I thought too, Threnake replied, moving toward the hologram. 50 cycles ago, my people, the Dren Collective, encountered the humans. We thought exactly as you do now. The chamber fell silent. The Dren Collective had once controlled 12 star systems. Now, only scattered refugees remained. The humans seemed weak, Threnake continued, his remaining eyes distant with memory. We attacked what they called a research station near their moon. It was barely defended. We destroyed it in minutes, killing 300 of them. He paused. We thought it would frighten them into submission. And, an admiral prompted. They declared something they called total war. Threnake's voice cracked. We didn't understand what that meant. In our culture, in most civilized cultures, war has rules. Limits. Proportional responses. He manipulated the hologram, bringing up images of human history. Humans don't have that switch. When threatened with extinction, something activates in them, something that evolved on their harsh world over millions of years. They call it survival instinct, but it's more than that. It's a collective insanity that makes them unstoppable. The council watched as human conflicts flashed across the display, 2 world wars, nuclear standoffs, countless smaller conflicts. Look at their history, Threnake urged. They've nearly destroyed themselves multiple times, yet they always pull back from the brink. But when an outside threat emerges, all those internal divisions vanish. They unify with terrifying efficiency. Zekthor scoffed. Your collective must have been weaker than I thought. We outnumbered them 1,000 to 1. Threnake's voice rose. We had superior weapons, faster ships, energy shields they couldn't penetrate. And they still reduced us to ashes. He brought up tactical data. They don't fight like civilized species. They don't aim for military targets and avoid civilian infrastructure. When we destroyed their cities, they didn't surrender, they weaponized asteroids and crashed them into our worlds. When we blockaded their supply lines, they sent ships on one-way suicide missions into our fleet formations. The ambassador's voice dropped to barely a whisper. They turned their own sun into a weapon. They created a stellar pulse that destroyed our home world and 3 colonies in a single stroke. Billions of my people, gone. And the humans? He laughed bitterly. They called it an acceptable sacrifice because it meant stopping us. But surely they took heavy casualties, an admiral suggested weakly. 70% of Earth's population died in that war, Threnake confirmed. And they still didn't stop. They hunted down every last Dren ship, every outpost, every refuge. They showed mercy only when we were completely broken, when we could never threaten them again. He moved closer to Zekthor, his voice intense. Do you understand what I'm telling you? Humans are persistence predators. On their world, they evolved by chasing prey until it collapsed from exhaustion. They applied that same principle to interstellar war. They will outlast you. They will sacrifice everything. They will turn their entire civilization into a weapon aimed at your heart. The chamber remained deathly quiet. They have a saying, Threnake finished. Peace was never an option. When they believe their survival is at stake, it becomes truth. So I beg you, Supreme Commander, do not attack the humans. Trade with them, negotiate with them, even fear them. But do not give them a reason to reduce the Vacross Empire to ashes. Zekthor stared at the blue planet for a long moment, then slowly deactivated the hologram. Counselors, he said quietly, I believe we should explore diplomatic relations with Earth instead.